Thanks guys again to Force Field Philippines for sending this over. So spray lang. Woohoo! What is up YouTube? Carlo here. Welcome to the vlog. This is the channel where we talk about sneakers and tech. And for this episode, I'm going to bring you guys my review of the ADIDAS Pharrell Williams Solar Hu NMDs. In case you guys haven't subscribed yet, please make sure that you do so. We are giving away a brand new ADIDAS Pure Boost the moment we hit 40,000 subscribers. Subscribe now. Follow me on IG. The Pharrell Williams Solar Hu pack dropped a few weeks ago, and the capsule consisted of 3 NMDs. There were 2 tennis V2s as well as apparel, which included a kick-ass red jacket with tribal prints. Now, it obviously pays tribute to African heritage, as you guys can see with the design of this particular NMD, and it is even more pronounced if you take a look at the different kinds of colors that you see around the color of the sneaker. Before we get to the actual review, I think it's worth calling out that this is probably the most accessible Pharrell Williams drop that we've seen in a while. It actually sat on shelves for a couple of hours and it didn't sell out as fast as I thought it could. For example, I actually picked up my first pair of the NMDs, which is the Motherland colorway, like a few hours after release. It released at 10 a.m. I was in the mall at around 4 o'clock and they still had my size. So what? That's just crazy. And I've been seeing pictures all over the world of this particular and the different kind of NMD still sitting on shelves. Now that's a good thing if you ask me, mainly because a lot of people can get to buy them at their suggested retail price and not pay ridiculous reseller prices. Even resellers are tempering their profit of this one. Here in the Philippines is being sold for like 1,000 or 2,000 above retail, which isn't overkill because usually if you take a look at Pharrell Williams sneakers, they sell for much higher. So why is this pair so much easier to get? Now I talked to one of the stockists, and while a lot of people say that the hype is dead, I think it's actually not the case. The stockists told me that they got a lot of quantities of the NMDs and the tennis V2s, which I think is actually what happened. The demand is definitely still there. A lot of people still want to cop, they still want to buy, but I think there were just a lot of pairs made available for the NMDs for the Solar pack, which made it again so much more accessible and so much easier to get. Now let's get to the review. As I mentioned earlier, the first pair that I actually picked up was the Motherland colorway of the NMD, and I actually got it alongside the tennis V2s. Now I'll start with the tennis V2s. I absolutely hated it. You can watch the review. I'll put the link down below. It is way overpriced at 8,000 pesos here in the Philippines. Now for the Motherland, I actually only just unboxed it. I never got around to wearing the pair, mainly because it was something that I felt was a mistake, because I really couldn't see myself wearing those sneakers. The highlight of Pharrell sneakers, if you ask me, is if you personally can connect to the statements that are written at the midfoot section of the shoe, because that's what makes it unique. Pharrell Williams' signature for his sneakers are what are the statements that he puts on the middle of the sneaker. My first pair of Pharrell Williams was the one that came out with the Hu Holy Pack, the Holy Pack, which had world equality written on it, and it's something that I connected with, something that I appreciated, something that I liked, and the colorway was just sick with the black and the whites and the purple. Insta-cup for me. Now, the Motherland really didn't strike anything. Maybe if it was, well, here in the Philippines, if it was Sass, if she's one of the political bloggers, maybe she'd love to get that. But anyway, so yeah, it was a purchase that I ended up regretting. Now, having said that, I'm actually going to sell that pair at retail, so I don't intend to make money out of it to finance or to back finance, because I already bought it. This pair, now this is the NMD that I actually really wanted from this line. It says empower and inspire, which I think pretty much captures a lot of what I do on this channel and even with all the talks that I do in my professional career. So yeah, that's the main reason why I ended up copying it. Now that we've gone through the philosophical reason behind the pair, let's go over the features. Let's start with the upper. You have Prime Knit, which is very flexible, breathable, and definitely one of the most prized technologies of ADIDAS. In terms of the print, you have different prints and you have stiffer actually prints or different stiffer material here at the toe box as well as the side to give it better containment. If you take a look at the collar, you have a padded collar with that tribal print that I mentioned earlier, and you have the ADIDAS and the Pharrell logo here at the back. I'm not pretty sure if it's reflective, but yeah, looks kind of crazy, looks kind of cool. Now, if you go to the sides, you have that unique lacing system that they use with the Pharrell NMDs. You can actually adjust this depending on the style on how you want to lace it up, or if you want it a little bit tighter or looser. So it really depends on what you guys want. You have EVA plugs, which is the hallmark of NMDs, along the sides of the Boost midsole, which actually gives it more stability and firmness, and so that it doesn't just become, you know, some slab of mush. If you go down, you have that rubber outsole, which is actually very different. This is one of the main things that changed. Because if you put this side by side with the Holi Festival NMD, the outsole of that one was far different. The main issue though was a bit heavier, and the traction, while very, very good, still wasn't consistent in a lot of areas. This one I kind of prefer. It's so much easier to walk in it, and it's not as heavy. If you go inside, you have the traditional print of Pharrell with the human body anatomy stretched along inside of the sneaker. That's his actually trademark, you know, design for most of the insoles that he has with the shoes. So how is it on feet? I can't believe how tight this is. The entrance, while it looks narrow, it's not as forgiving and it's not as stretchable. So if you have wide feet, this is actually a pain to get your feet into, which is what I experienced with this pair. The Holi Festival was a bit looser and a little bit wider. So yeah, that was one of the first things that I noticed. I actually got this true to size, but in hindsight, I probably should have gotten it at least half a size up. Apart from the fit, it is comfortable as you would expect with any standard NMD. You get better traction compared to a lot of the R1s and the R2s thanks to this particular design of the outsole. But apart from that, it's really nothing special in terms of comfort. It's an NMD. That's it. If you're looking for comfort, you can actually get better value for your money by just getting either a Pure Boost, or with this kind of budget, you can get a really kick-ass, nice-looking Ultra Boost. You have a lot of options. You have the Solar Klima Ultra Boost. You have the newly released Show Your Stripes pack, which are still sitting. You have the Parlay Ultra Boost, which even have like a social cost to them. So if comfort and performance is something that you have in mind, you might want to pass on this. So do I recommend the Pharrell Williams Adidas Solar Hu NMDs? It's a very personal and emotional, I think, decision, because rationally, this isn't something that you would want to buy. I mean, seriously, if you take a look at the colorway, if you take a look at how they even wrote empower and inspire, it's kind of like, in here in the Philippines, we call it Jejemon language, wherein you substitute letters with numbers. And apart from that, it's not even the most comfortable that's the sneaker that you can get with the value of the money that you're putting on the table. So if the statements empower, inspire, motherland, or forever, or world equality is something that resonates with you, and at the same time you are looking more for a fashion sneaker than something, you know, that you would want for performance and overall comfort, then this might be the sneaker that you want to get. And again, this is the most accessible NMDs from Pharrell, which makes it, I guess, easier to get for people who want to get sneakers like this one. Now, if you want to be practical about it, you can actually just skip this one because you can, with this amount of money, the SRP here in the Philippines is 14,000 pesos. 14,000. With 14,000 pesos, you can practically buy, I don't know, 2 Pure Boosts or even 3 if you're able to get them at the outlet store. Because the outlet store, some of the Pure Boosts sell for like 3,700 to 4,000 pesos. You can even get like a Pure Boost at the outlet store and get 1 Ultra Boost. So yeah, the value that you can unlock with 14,000 pesos of budget is insane. So yeah, I guess that's the end recommendation. You get this if it talks to you, if you have the budget, and if you really want to wear it. Because this is not the type of sneakers that the resale value will go up. I highly suggest that if you guys have that budget and you really want to be practical about it, that you consider just checking out the Ultra Boost, the Pure Boost, and a bunch of other shoes that you can use. Apart from style and athleisure, you can also use them performance and running. But again, let me just stress, walang basagan ng trip. If this is something that you like me, I really like it. So I ended up buying it. There's nothing wrong with that as well. If you have the budget, I mean, and if it's something that you would want to rock, and if it's something that talks to you, represents who you are, which all of that stuff, then by all means, go ahead and go buy one and rock it. And that's actually it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you can be part of our 40,000 giveaway. Peace. God bless.